Welcome to True Vine Talks. And today, Rachel and I are doing something a little different in that we're all quarantined. So we're taping it on Zoom for you today. So this is a little nerve wracking for us, as it is for all of
Yeah.
you listening. So I'm looking in the camera, but I'm looking at Rachel too. So
Oh,
yeah, just in case they want to know why I keep looking around.
here we go.
So Corona has changed our world. It has impacted us in a way I I don't know, unprecedented. That's the right word. Um, Panic, anxiety, fear, confusion. I'm just naming
Mhm.
off a lot of emotions that people are experiencing. It's just hard.
Grief, a sense of loss of normalcy,
Hmm.
routine.
Yeah. And Rachel and I were just talking about this. The thing about the corona is that this is an unseen threat. And I don't know, you probably have seen some posts where they show the virus, in a bubble and it's got these things protruding out. And I told her, I'm like, well, if we could see that, we could dodge it, we could avoid it. Like when we're going for a walk, if someone has that virus, it's in the air, you could see it. You can't see it. And the problem with that in a human experience is we're in fight or flight, but we can't see what we're in fight or flight with. Um, so there's no tiger, there's no bear, there's no enemy that's showing its face. We're just quarantining and bleaching everything, hoping we're killing this, invisible thing that's going to hurt us. It's just
Yeah.
bizarre. I mean, that's been my experience with trying to talk to clients and sort through it myself. What about you, Rachel?
Yeah, I agree. It's like this sense and fear of the unknown, right? We can't see it. We don't know how long it's going to last. This whole social distancing quarantine thing that we're going through. Is it going to be another few weeks, another few months, the rest of the year? The unknown is really scary because it's like you're looking down a dark tunnel and you don't see a light at the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's just for the human experience, because what do we know about human behavior? We like to have structure and
Certainty.
certainty. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this is very uncertain to us. Um,
Total opposite of certainty right now. Yeah.
exactly. So I just want you guys to know, as our listeners, that what you're experiencing is valid, it's normal. Um, there is no shame in what you're feeling or experiencing. It's completely normal. And
Yeah.
this has been mine and Rachel's first experience of a pandemic too. So we're all in the same boat
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am noticing some common emotions across people that have talked to you about this, which is like kind of anger, sadness, and confusion, kind of all balled up together, right? Because people are feeling angry because they're frustrated and annoyed at being stuck at home. They're sad because they miss their friends and family. Um, that they've been texting and calling and FaceTiming, but that face-to-face interaction, a hug, they miss that human contact with people that they love and care about. And then the confusion from the uncertainty and not
Mm.
knowing. how long it's going to go on. What exactly is this? Am I going to get it? Is someone I care about going to get it?
Yeah. Thank you for being there for your clients.
Yeah.
Rachel's great. She is.
Thanks, Linda.
Yeah. So some of the stages that people are going through is normal. I have, this up here. I don't know if you guys can see that. What are your thoughts, Rachel? Is it pretty visible to the viewer?
Hold on. Put my glasses on. If I could see like a normal person, I can see it. I can see it okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not great. We're just sort of improvising on our podcast today.
Yeah.
So the phases of a crisis are our response to the pandemic, Corona. So the impact when this first happened, people are like, do I run? Do I go to the forest? Do I go to the beach? And a lot of people are like, do I run to the beach and quarantine there? Do I go to a cabin out in the woods? What am I supposed to do? So there was that initial shock and panic.
Yeah.
And
I have to buy a lot of toilet paper. I got to buy, stockpiles of meat so my family can eat.
Yeah. Rush to the store, get them paper towels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get that milk. I mean, it was, that first days and weeks, it was nuts. It's like, I need to go get my supplies. I don't know what's going on. So, of course, you were acting out of haste because you had to make sure you had your supplies. They were talking about quarantining us. And that last days to weeks, the impact of Corona, you may still be experiencing it. You could still be in that phase. That's the initial shock of what happened for you. And then we move on to phase 2. That's where we withdraw and we're just confused. Like, what in the world's happening? I watch the news and Dr. So-and-so saying do this, then this guy over here saying do that. What's happening? Is that kind of what you've experienced with people like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Right? Do I go see grandma? That was that first couple of weeks, people didn't know how serious it was. And they were like, do I go visit grandma? Well, what if I'm contagious? I don't know. I don't have any symptoms. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So people didn't know they were very confused in the beginning. And now they're saying, don't have any social gatherings whatsoever. So people have pulled back from doing that. Don't go see grandma because I could get grandma sick. And then you start having, man, I miss people. Like, I miss seeing people. So that's that phase 2 withdrawal and confusion.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts on that, Miss Rachel?
Well, I think that phase of missing people and feeling sad goes with emotionally focused therapy really well, like our model, because we're always telling people from cradle to grave, every human needs, a strong, secure bond and social connection. And we are, as humans, are not meant to do life alone. So if you live alone, you don't live with other people, and you have no human contact right now, this is going to be even harder for you.
Yeah, because it's in our makeup to have human touch and be face to face with people.
Yeah, a handshake, a high five, a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have what's phase 3. This is months into it. Right now we hit the 2-month mark. Is April the 2-month mark? Yeah, we're getting ready to enter in the 2nd month of the stay at home order, quarantine, only go out for essentials. We're trying to adjust in our brains, our thoughts, our bodies. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's, well, what's within my control? My own environment. I can make my bed. Okay. I can clean my kitchen, right?
I've been doing a lot of what I can control, what I can't control. Yeah, with myself and clients.
Yeah. I can build a puzzle. I can have a sit down face to face with my kid. I can, it's just finding those things you can do. I can read a book. I can draw something. I can walk around my neighborhood.
Sunshine. Yeah.
You can sit and walk around as long as you're, maintaining social distance, preferably wear a mask. I don't know if many people are, but I would recommend it. Because how do you know you're in 6 feet within someone?
Yeah.
You safeguard yourself and them. So there's so many things that are outside of your control right now, but there are some things that you do have within your control. Yeah. That's phase 3. I think we're in the phase 3. Most of us are trying to adjust, make sense of it. What can I do to help? I've seen a lot of helpers come out. People are making masks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. People are taking the hospital workers' food or having it dropped off there in a safe way. That's positive. You see, I don't know if you saw the people in New York, when the healthcare workers get off, they give them a round of applause from their windows.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of human compassion and helping each other and being neighborly, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Crisis can bring people together once we get out of that initial shock and panic phase.
Oh, very good point. Yeah. Because your initial is self-preserve. Self-preserve. Take care of me and my own. And then it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. In order to take care of me and my own, I got to take care of the truck driver, the nurse, the doctor by doing what I need to do for them. Also, I'm not going to take 5 toilet paper rolls because I'm going to take 1 or 2 to get me through the week because, so-and-so may need a toilet paper roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I think, what you're going to say, I think is similar to what I was going to say. That once the initial shock and panic wears off, the limbic system has had a chance to calm down. We got our executive functioning back. We're problem solving. We're making good decisions. We're realizing that, it takes a village or a community to get things done. Like, we need to all be on the same team.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed with how my neighbors are helping. They're all like staying in place. We'll send out a text, and you want anything, we can drop it off at your door. Then you can Clorox it. If you need, like, say, if you're out of trash bags or, just really coming together. You're seeing some of the best qualities in the human interaction.
Yeah.
Too. Not just negative. People focus on the negative. You're seeing a lot of positive too.
Mm-hmm.
And as counselors, that makes us feel what?
Grateful and appreciative and just so happy.
Yeah, we feel warm and fuzzy when people help each other. It's our thing. And then in phase 4, this is months to years. I think some of us are dabbling into some of that, but we're not quite there yet. We're still like trying to make sense of what's happening and how to best safeguard our elder and keeping people safe. But this would be a year from now. What did I learn from that? How has that shaped me, and how is that going to make me do life different? You get new values in a crisis. There's new values that develop.
Wow. Yeah. Good point.
So those are the phases, and I just want people to know you're probably going through all four. You're going to jump back and forth. It's so normal to the human experience. So, feel what you're feeling, and it's okay.
Yeah. And so I've been talking to a lot of people about that, and I've been trying to do this for myself as well. And that is when I experience feeling confusion or anger and frustration, trying to just take a moment or two to go a little deeper below the surface. Yeah. You're like, what is this anger about? Am I missing my family? Am I sad that I may not get to see my mom on her birthday that's coming up? People are missing out on a lot of big events and days. People are having to cancel and reschedule weddings. There's a lot of big life events that people are having to work around. So it's okay to feel upset about those things.
Yeah, my niece is a senior, no graduation.
Yeah, prom, graduation.
That's a huge milestone into adult life.
Yeah, yeah. College kids that have worked on their degrees. I know a lot of people that are finishing up masters and doctorates, and they're so proud of the hard work.
So, in helping our listeners and our clients in these moments, what you mentioned something so good, and you posted it too. Can you kind of share that a little bit? What Dan
Yeah,
Siegel tells us to do?
yeah. So Dan Siegel kind of coined the phrase "name it to tame it." And so when our limbic system, that fight and flight response in the brain, takes over, and we're feeling big emotions, we're getting overwhelmed, we can get that executive functioning, that problem solving area of the brain, your frontal cortex, back on board by taking a few minutes to talk about what we're feeling. What am I experiencing right now? What's happening for me? Where do I feel that in my body? Is my chest tightening up? Do I feel tension in my neck? Did my stomach just drop? What kind of thoughts am I having?
Mm-hmm.
If my feeling could speak, if it had words, what would it say?
Good.
Yeah. And so what we're doing, I'll hold this up, is kind of like an iceberg where, it appears as if the threat is on the surface. But anyone who's seen the movie Titanic knows that the iceberg is much bigger and dangerous below the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you think about an iceberg, my crappy drawing, you got sad, angry, worried, or confused. And then below the surface or the water, you might be feeling lonely, you might be feeling unlovable, um, guilty, embarrassed, rejected, might be missing people, disappointed, any number of things. And it's those emotions below the surface that are causing the anger, they're causing the sadness, the confusion, right? So name it to tame it is really figuring out what's happening for me that's making me feel angry.
Mm-hmm. I feel scared because I feel confused because fill in the blank. Um, I feel bored because I've been sitting here for so many weeks. I haven't seen any new scenery in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is frustrating. That is boring. It just is.
Yeah. Yeah.
People want to
It
give
helps.
them shame them for it. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say it just helps to organize what's happening for us. We talked about how certainty is important in calming the limbic system. So this kind of provides a little bit of that. Like, oh, okay, I can explain this. I can understand this.
Yes. And hearing, if you guys choose to see us for counseling, and we are doing telehealth right now, we will help name it to tame it with you. And then we validate your experience. You're not going to be, that us telling you that's okay. And yeah, of course you feel bored. Of course you feel scared. Of course you feel sad. You can't see your mom on her birthday. Well, yeah, people need to be validated. They don't need to feel, that's what we do, of course. But, like Rachel said on social media, people have been shaming people for going out and getting paint,
Yeah.
and you don't know their reason for going out and getting paint. We don't know that. So we do have to be careful and jumping to conclusions when we see people out.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, their job or career provides them with a sense of purpose. Mine does. And so folks that aren't able to work right now have lost a sense of purpose and drive, reason to get up.
Good point. And
So,
remember, Dr. Cotapoli talked about if you don't have motivation, there's no dopamine running through the body. That's the feel good drug that motivates you.
yeah. Yeah. So, although I would love for everyone to stay home and only leave, to get essential items, maybe for that person, feeling a sense of self-worth and purpose and motivation that day is painting in their house. So I haven't figured out really how I feel about it all yet. I'm still in the confusion phase, maybe.
Yeah. Because a part of you, like the protective part of ourselves, wants to be like, what are you doing? You've got to protect yourself and others. But then there's that other part of you that's like, oh, but that might be how they're getting their unmet need met, of
Yeah.
feeling needed and like they have a purpose today.
Yeah. Which
Like
is
you
a
said.
basic human need. It is
Yes.
right in there with food, water, shelter.
Yeah.
So humans are complex, mental health is complex. And what happens when we shame people by saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, you must not care about healthcare providers, you must not care about your family. What we do when we shame people is the opposite of what we want. We want people to stay home, so we say, oh, you shouldn't be doing this or that. But that actually makes that other person that we're shaming engage in further shame-inducing behaviors.
Yes.
It has the opposite reaction of what we intended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
You go. I've already interrupted you enough. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you don't. We do good together. Yeah, so like if I'm being shamed for going out and getting some paint to paint my bedroom, I might go home and drink some or drink more than I ever would to deal with that shame. I might just self-sabotage worse. And how's that going to help anything?
Right. Yeah. Or I might say, like, all these people don't know what they're talking about. It's fine. I went and got paint. Nothing bad happened. So, now I'm going to take on even more home improvements or whatever. I'll show them.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Garden of Eden. Don't eat that tree. People go and they eat the tree.
Yeah.
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 Pe-
So I'm curious about what might um, work better is instead of shame, if we express compassion and concern, you know, like, hey, I understand that maybe you're feeling like you don't have a purpose right now, but you're serving an amazing purpose of keeping everyone safe by staying home. And I'm really proud of you for doing that because I know it's not easy. And every cell in your body is telling you that you need to have a project, you need
mm-hmm.
to be working hard because that's a value of yours. And it's such a good value. But I care about you and I want you to stay safe.
I love that, Rachel. You said that so well. And that goes to our listeners and viewers now, I guess. Hope I'm taking my teeth, but if I do, y'all
No.
just tell me later. Um, just hey, you know what? We appreciate you guys self quarantining, those that are able to, not our essential workers, and just this is a tough time. Rachel and I can't even believe that we're not at the office. This is like, I mean, we
Weird.
didn't. It's so weird to go from seeing your faces to like telehealth. I mean, not being present with you. So all of our experiences are valid and real, and how we're coping with them is valid and real too.
Yeah. I love something that I saw that says, you know, these are not uh, normal circumstances, so don't have normal expectations for yourself.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, why am I getting dressed? I keep dressing like I would dress like if I were going to work. I'm like, why don't I just work? Why just wear pajamas all day? I can't do it. Yeah, but I can let the trash lay around. It's already been sanitized. Now it's been sanitized, but I'm not going to keep organizing. I need Rachel to come over and organize. No, she can't because we're quarantined. So, what thoughts do we want to leave our listeners and viewers today about, what they can do to get some help with us, or what they can do to help themselves during the quarantine?
Yeah. If you'd like to sign up for counseling, and we are doing telehealth services, like Linda said, you can give me a call at 304-991-4940. Be happy to set you an appointment. I'm accepting new clients. And I just want to say to everybody that's watching and listening that I'm proud of you. It's okay to be feeling whatever you're feeling, and we're all dealing with this the best we know how given our circumstances.
Good job, Rachel. So we appreciate you joining and listening in. Um, you can go to our website and put an inquiry in. We do post our podcast. I need to upload some more podcasts to that website, but if you have any questions or you want to have an email inquiry, you can do that from our website, truebondwestvirginia.com. We appreciate you and thank you. And you're in our thoughts and prayers, and we're all in this together, and we do care how you're doing. So give us a call if you want to see us for counseling, and we will do this again next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.